it wasn't actually the real me. Get out of here. Today I want to get all perfectionistic on you. I want to do the perfect video for you today. So today is the perfect antidote to perfectionism. Ta-da! So I definitely have some perfectionism going on. What is perfectionism? It's amazing. It's the best thing in the whole world. Perfectionism is the striving to do everything perfectly and the refusal to accept anything except perfection. In yourself especially, but also in everything else. It's a terrible, terrible way to live. I was joking about it being good. It's horrible. Perfect antidote to perfectionism. Right, so perfectionism, trying to do everything just right. It's kind of a war against yourself. It's like, I'm not good enough, so I'm gonna make a new me. You could say there's the ideal me. I used to think I love myself. This is related, this isn't just me heading off like an ADHD squirrel. Yeah, so perfectionism. What was I saying? It was a good point. I used to think I love myself. This is actually true. I used to think I love myself. Like, yeah, I do things quite well. I stay pretty calm. I've got mad skills. I've got this great beard thing going on. Just sort of thinking I'm amazing. But after a few years, I realized I thought that the ideal me, the fake me, the not me was amazing. But the real me, I couldn't stand him. So I feel like this is ideal Columba, and this is real Columba. I was like, doing everything I could to escape away from this fella, trying to crush this fella. It's like, oh my gosh, I love myself. You're amazing. But it wasn't actually the real me. Get out of here. It wasn't the real me. It's this ideal me, fake me, lies, not real. And this is the problem with perfectionism. It's not anchored in reality. It's a rejection of who I really am, a rejection of who one really is. And that doesn't go in a good way, you see, because God loves you and he made you the way you are, warts and all. As broken and weak and tending towards sinfulness that we all are, thanks very much, Adam and Eve. We're gonna have chats. We're gonna have chats, please God, one day when we meet. So we have this brokenness, imperfectness about ourselves, but that's part of who we are. And then Jesus comes along and says, regardless of your behavior, I love you and I have always loved you. Okay, so that's God's attitude towards us. That doesn't sound perfectionistic to me at all. If God was perfectionistic, he'd be like, all right, lads, you need to clean up your act. All that stuff. So you're down here right now. I need you up here. I need you up here. No, I need you like infinitely. I need you I need you exactly like me. And then we'll talk. Okay? Okay, great. Just leave a message as soon as you're perfect and I'll get back to you. Bye-bye. But that's not him at all. Now, a little side note. God does not love sin. He hates sin. But he's able to see that you are not your sin. You've sometimes chosen sin. I have chosen to sin. And that's why he died on the cross, to forgive us of that, to pay off that price, to separate us from that thing which is not our true selves, which is called sin. That's the thing we need to reject, not our real stuff. We need to reject sin. Because sin is acting contrary to who we truly are. But he accepts us before we're forgiven. He loves us before we are forgiven, folks. Super important. Otherwise, what do? We get into this striving cycle. At least I do. It's like trying to get into a room you're already in. Oh man, the door's around here somewhere. If I can and you spend your whole life trying to get into this place of being good enough. If I could just get good enough, then he'll love me. That's the problem. See, that would be to make me into God. That I can do something to make him, to change him and make him love me. No, he never said that. That's not what he's after. That is a total lie. That is from the devil himself. There's a thing called Jansenism. Back in the day, it originally came from a guy called Jansen. Mostly started off in France, but it made its way to Ireland. And from Ireland, through like Irish missionaries, went all over the world. And it's a mess, and it's rooted in this whole thing of like, you're never good enough. God's really quite annoyed at you. So yeah, you need to get holy enough in order to make a good, to go to confession. What? You'll never really make a perfect confession. So you probably shouldn't ever receive communion because you're not good enough. Because God hates you and you have to get holy and then he'll love you. So I'm super simplifying, but that's something of the number of it. And this actually has completely infected, for hundreds of years, the church in Ireland. So much so that some would say what's going on in Ireland is not actually Catholicism, it's actually Jansenism. So the thing that you could say is dying out in Ireland is actually not Catholicism. It's got the gospel all backwards. Trying to earn our way into the kingdom is so not Catholicism. That is not the heart of Jesus, and it is not the heart of his beautiful church. So perfectionism is not holiness. Quite the opposite. It will keep you out of the kingdom. Hit delete. Hit the ejector seat. This is my James Bond impersonation. I'm just going to hit the ejector seat on that. Goodbye. Oh, there he goes. That's fantastic. Yeah, so we need to imitate God a bit and learn that our real self is the self we need to bring to God. Bring yourself, your brokenness, your sinfulness, your shame, your fear, your secret, nasty, perverted desires, everything that you are. In all honesty, he sees you all, he sees all of you, and he accepts you, and he loves you. I've said this in loads of videos, I know, but I love saying it because it is the most important thing. There are other things which are really important, but this is really fundamental. Yeah, I have a few little phrases. There's a little phrase I use. I do not have to do anything perfectly today. I only have to try my lousy best. Say that again. I do not have to do anything perfectly today. I only have to try my lousy best. Olympic athletes use basically that thinking because perfectionism kills top performance. It kills top performance because the person's capacities, which are extraordinary, are like here, but their perfectionism is like, no, it has to be up here. And anything less, they're always attacking themselves. So their capacity to actually operate at their best is destroyed by the lack of acceptance of the best and going for something beyond what is actually their best. But if they let themselves be just who they are in that day, all I can do today is the fastest I can run today is as fast as I can run today is my best. That's all. And anything beyond that, I'm not going to try. I'm going to try to run my best. I'm not going to compare myself to anybody. I'm not even going to compare myself to past self. I'm not going to compare myself to imaginary future self. I'm just going to do my lousy best today. And I'm going to do it gently with myself. I'm not going to beat myself up or, no, it's not good enough. And having that attitude, which like I actually got that from a book, from a psychologist who works with Olympic athletes, helps to free the self to be the self and to operate at a way higher level than we do with perfectionism. Ta-da. I got it from a book, it must be true. So all you can do today is your lousy best. I say lousy because I don't want to get perfectionistic about, oh, I have to do my best. Because for me, that's another invitation into perfectionism. So I just go lousy best. You know, just what can I do today? Oh, I've got this amount of time. I've limited time. I've limited capacity. I've limited intelligence. I've limited resources. I mean, they're amazing, but they're limited. So I'm going to do what I can do. And then I'm going to let the stuff that I can't do go. I'm not going to get stressed about it. And I'm not going to think that God hates me because I didn't get things done to some ridiculous expectation that I made up because I'm imagining that people will reject me because I haven't reached some imaginary expectation level. I'm just going to hit delete. I'm going to get all Mr. Bond on it. That's Sean Connery, by the way. Sean Connery's James Bond. It's obviously not the other guys. Hope that's helpful. Bye.